Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, pal?
I'm pretty freaking good.
Yeah?
See what I did there?
What? Didn't swear?
On the first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Look at me.
boy.
I'm doing pretty freaking good.
Yeah, we should have a million subscribers and listeners in no time.
Attaboy. I'm doing my part.
This new attitude of yours.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yep.
How's your face doing?
My face
it's been
is
a rough couple days.
I had an appointment with an oral surgeon today.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't at all what I expected.
No.
But,
sounds
yeah.
delightful.
Looks like I'm going to have surgery in a few weeks.
Really?
Get some extractions.
So what are they taking? Top, bottoms? What are they doing?
I fucking forget. 2, 3, and 14.
You don't know which ones they're taking?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 on the top up there, 2 and 3, and I think it was 14 up here. They're all
on the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's going to suck. How long is it going to lay out for, you think? Did they say?
Not me. I'm tough.
Yeah. But you can be as tough as you want. When you're all numbed up, it's impossible to talk.
As I took a day off 2 days ago because my mouth hurt.
Yeah. Dude, mouth pain is no bullshit, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we're past 30 seconds. We're good. That's for real. When I would, like,
there's nothing
that
you could do.
one...
I mean, literally just want to shoot yourself in the face.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do. I could reach in there with pliers and yank it out myself if I could.
There's, like, I always felt like there were, like, you can go to work, you got the flu or you got a cold or something, you can fight through it. Sucks, but you can do it. And back in the day, now they'd look at you like you were an insane person. But back in the day, it was like, you pussy, you didn't go to work because you had the flu.
Right.
What's the matter with you? But there were a couple things that could absolutely lay it out. Forget it. Neck, locked up, couldn't get out, literally couldn't get out of bed. It was the craziest. It was like, no one's going to believe this. No one. They're going to think you're full of shit and you're just being a pussy about it. No. Absolutely paralyzing.
Oh, yeah.
And
the pitfalls of having long hair.
Yeah, right? Oh. And then tooth pain, man. Because that affects everything.
Dude, it's crazy.
It doesn't. It's unrelenting. It doesn't stop.
It's not like anything else. I mean, I don't care. I can smash my hand. I can stub my toe like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a centralized pain that I can compartmentalize. There's something about that tooth, dude, because it's just in your brain. It's your behind your eyeballs.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling much better. I think there was a bit of an infection in there when that crown came off and shit got in there.
That'll do it.
So some antibiotics over the last few days has seemed to help tremendously.
Good.
So we'll see. Hopefully that holds up because the surgery's kicked that can down the road with Thanksgiving coming. I want to do it on Friday so I don't miss any work.
Yeah.
But then there's Thanksgiving.
See, most
Friday.
people would have the opposite attitude. I'm going to do it on Monday.
Yeah,
like,
well,
what are you gonna do?
if I got paid for not working, then I would exactly have the opposite.
Really? You guys don't have something in there for sick days? Or
Nope.
Really?
Not in our contract.
That seems like something you guys should discuss in your next
Union
debate.
It's been kicked around.
Yeah.
It hasn't actually been included in anything yet, but just whether it be PTO or sick days or something along those lines to try because it is kind of bullshit. I mean, for the most part, I get it. You don't work, you don't get paid because, we don't have the option of working at home or working remotely for what we do.
Oh, you're essential. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
You're very, very essential.
Clearly, I was told over and over.
Yeah, I think, what was it, COVID? You got like a week off or something?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
That was the bare minimum.
Yeah, I went through the same COVID you did, and I had 2 years off. So you can see how essential my line of work was versus yours.
Well, that's debatable.
Yeah. Speaking of union contracts, maybe we'll just start with it. The SAG-AFTRA thing has...
that was what I did. I gave you a Nerf toss right there.
Yeah, it was easy. I picked up on it. Thank you for that. I was going to start with a different story, but you know what?
We'll go there right now.
Yeah, the strike is ending, which I'm kind of excited about. One of the shows...
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It's tentative at this point.
One of the shows we started watching...
Which strike
recently,
are you talking about? Because...
SAG-AFTRA.
Okay, well,
yeah,
then
not
there's been
not the
multiple.
writers.
UAW.
No,
been a big strike around here. That's
I'm talking about the Hollywood one. And one of the shows we were watching was Tulsa King.
Yes.
And because there's like almost zero on network TV outside of like your sports teams or something. If you're forced to
garbage.
Yeah, it's all garbage. I don't watch any of it. I don't even have them really anymore. Those channels now that we're doing YouTube TV, I don't even know where they are. So I'm living on. So I was like, I don't give a shit what these people do. Whatever. They're spoiled babies anyways. They never shut up and complain about all of middle America. They resent you and hate you anyways. So fuck them. Yeah. I don't care. But then it was like, ooh, I kind of like Tulsa King. And shows like that are affected. And Yellowstone was another one. So when I think of network TV, I'm just thinking of, 247, that kind of thing.
No,
but
it's everything.
It's
everything.
all of it was wiped out. And we had Jay Adams in discussing some of that. But I watched the documentary. It's on Netflix called Sly.
Yeah, I watched
about
a bit of that
Sylvester
yesterday.
Stallone. Yeah,
It's really good.
it is really good.
You think you know, but you don't know.
And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I knew he had a brother, Frank Stallone, but I didn't know anything about it. It's kind of cool seeing the storyline behind that. And
Yeah.
it's a good watch for sure.
Sounds like his dad was a real
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
I could say it.
I just can't imagine. Like, my dad dragged me up by the stairs by my hair once. Now, he had I think I've talked about this before, but he had gotten
fucking flexing.
Dude, he fucking went postal.
Yeah.
Right.
That angry dad strength.
I was 14 maybe, and this was the first time he and my mom were going to spend the night away from the kids.
Yeah.
And it was like, you look after your baby sister, she's 5 years younger, and you can do the math if I'm 14 at the time, and G would have been in the middle, and they're like, yeah.
9. She was 9.
9,
Yeah.
about. And so it was like, yeah, got this. No problem. You guys go have fun. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. He's thinking about crushing puss all night.
Of course.
Like, that's what he's doing.
I was going to get hotel sex.
Oh, my God. He's going to a hotel somewhere, within an hour of the house, but he ain't coming home tonight, and neither is Pat. And I went out with a buddy and was like, Chris, you're fine. You just stay here at the house. You're 9. You got this.
Yeah, just don't answer the phone, don't open the door, and don't play with knives.
Yeah. And so a buddy of mine came over and we left. But before we left, we took a gallon of wine from my parents' wedding years earlier. Like, they don't drink really. And so this gallon of wine was just down there. And we went to the local Tyler Elementary School and proceeded to drink that.
Yeah. The playground drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smart.
And never drank before. So you don't know, is a shot a lot or is a gallon not that much?
It's wine. You should be able to drink a ton of it.
Yeah.
Kicks like a mule.
Came home after dropping him off at home. I came home, and that's a
Dropped him off. Would you give
whole
him a
other
piggyback
story.
ride? What do you
walked
mean?
to his house. His mom answered the. I knock on the door. His mom answers the door, and I'm pissing on her screen,
Okay.
like on her feet.
Yeah. Sweet.
She's like, "What the fuck?" She opens the door, and her son collapses into the bushes. And they were on a main road, and she's like, "Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit!" And I'm like, "All right." Stumbled
later.
blocks home, went down, and my room was in the basement. Went down to the basement and proceeded to puke everywhere.
Did you check on your sister before you did?
No,
Didn't think so.
no. So my sister sees all this going on, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, she's never seen someone drunk. Her parents have never been. She's never seen me.
You must
like
just
this."
be sick.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh my God, Mike's dying." Immediately calls my dad, who's probably just undoing his belt.
How the hell did she call your dad?
At the
have cell-
hotel.
they didn't have cell
They
phone.
probably had a hotel phone or something.
maybe. All right.
She got a hold of him.
Yeah.
Because
Fucking little narc.
they came home, and he fucking dragged me up the stairs by my hair. And I didn't even remember it. I didn't feel it, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like picking up a kitten.
But that's as close to, getting my ass kicked by my dad. I don't think he ever punched me or slapped me or anything like that. I mean, he'd fucking shake the shit out of me. He's done that stuff.
Yeah.
But did Don ever whoop your ass?
A little bit, yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, never like full on hands on.
He was a big dude. He had a kind of a
He had
goon head,
enough.
skinny, but
yeah. I got the spankings when I was a kid. You know, and
bare-assed? I got bare-assed once when I was little.
and even he used to. Like my mom would be the wait till your dad gets home. He had to be the disciplinarian.
We all went
you know?
through that, yeah.
And then he'd come home and be like, "All right, lay down," and he would literally do the whole fucking, "All right, play it up good."
Yeah.
Fake it and shit. I mean, I got him when I had it coming, but I didn't always have him coming. He'd be like,
Yeah,
"All
you
right."
did.
Yeah,
you
not
did.
5 hours later when he got home from work.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
like,
what
"All
was
right,
up with that? Why
I'm
couldn't
not going to
moms
come in here
just-
and beat your ass right now,
Yeah.
even if you do deserve it, because
That is really weird when you think about it.
Yeah,
that
for
5
sure.
hours later,
Yeah, you
like
gotta-
dad's at work and it's like, "Oh, wait till I tell your father about this." And it's like he comes in looking for dinner, maybe a little,
Yeah, right.
little
Little
sex
smack on the
before
ass,
bed,
something,
little
right?
TV, and it's like, wait, now I got to go in and beat the shit out of my toddler son
deal with this shit? Yeah.
because he did what 5 hours ago?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, pants down. I don't think my dad really spanked us much. That there's something about that, like.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
grown ass man hand on
Something
a
about
toddler's
sparing
ass.
the rod that rings a bell.
Yeah. My mom would break wooden spoons occasionally on us. She beat Greg one time, and we laughed uproariously when she broke a wooden spoon on his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she actually laughed at that one. It was kind of hilarious. I don't even remember what age that ended, but going back to Sly Stallone in the Netflix documentary, again, just called Sly, sounds like his dad could really lay into him and Frank, maybe.
Put hands on him in such a bad way.
Such a bad way?
Yeah.
So, but Tulsa King coming full circle.
That was a long way around.
Yeah, it was. But those episodes, you know, if you're looking for new episodes of Yellowstone, Tulsa King, those were going to be affected by this. And then it was like I sort of cared a little bit because I really liked those shows. And it's like, oh, wow, I don't want to wait another year for new episodes.
I'm surprised Tulsa King wasn't already in the can with the second
And maybe it is.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they have released it?
I don't know if they could because of the strike.
You can release it. You just couldn't work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's 3/4 done and they're in
maybe,
post-production and everybody just halted, you know. But I don't know. So yeah, let's go over this. So it's been 118 days.
That's a number. Yeah, I mean that's getting up there.
So the strike, they say, is finally over. Hollywood can get back to work. Studios and union reps reached a tentative agreement. That's a key word.
It is.
Tentative.
Yeah, they still the rank and file still need to ratify the agreement.
Right. Right. So, meaning the strike ended. So this happened on Wednesday. So yesterday, meaning the strike ended at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time today, and production can start up again within a few weeks. Specific details aren't being shared. We'll get more of those details probably as early as tomorrow.
Yep.
The strike is ending a little less than a month after the Writers Guild of America ratified its 3-year contract with the studios after being on strike earlier this year. Major studio reps recently submitted their so-called last, best, and final offer.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, total bullshit.
Absolute bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if they went, no, your last, best, and final is not good enough.
Yep.
Like, was everybody just going to retire?
Then we're just done here?
We're done.
That's it?
We're good.
They just put that in there to try and flex a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
you better take this one because it's never going to get any better.
Our last and best and final.
Okay.
Yeah, thumbs down. Back to the drawing board. So major concerns that were addressed included wage increases, bonuses, and AI protections. I don't know how that plays out, and neither do they. Like, we just don't know what AI is going to be capable of, what it's going to look like a couple years from now.
Yeah.
This is going to be a major
Well, and it's difficult when you're trying to put safeguards in right now for something that you don't really know in the foreseeable future. You almost have to make it amendable along the way as new things come up.
Right.
They have to be addressable because I don't know what the duration of that. It was a 3-year, a 5-year deal, whatever their contract lengths are. Does it say how long the new
it
thing
says I don't know. It
Ours
doesn't.
are 3
it doesn't
years.
say.
I don't know if that's standard or not.
You know, in I know like radio contracts. Lots of people wanted like 5-year deals. They wanted that guarantee.
Yeah, but that's individual. I'm talking about a collective bargaining agreement. This is completely different than somebody negotiating their own deal with a thing.
Right, but I'm saying it's very common to have 5-year deals, 3-year deals, 1-year deals. You know that.
But that's not. But that's my point. Is that's completely different. This
right.
These are
but I'm saying theirs could be 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. I don't know what theirs is, but it would be common for any of those to be true.
Yeah, and
probably
it stays the
3
same.
years.
It's every 3 years it comes up for new renegotiation.
Right. If the board signs the deal, it will move to the 160,000 SAG-AFTRA members who will vote on whether to ratify that agreement. Then everyone can get back to work. Studios were eager to end the strike, they say, in November, hoping to avoid extensively delaying shows and films that were set for 2024.
There's no bigger kick in the balls. Listen, you SAGs and afters out there. There's no bigger kick in the balls than to vote down that first fucking contract.
Why is that?
Because it sends a message. They think they got the because
you mean this one? Because they've been going back and forth. Are you talking about this one now?
Yeah. They don't have to accept this deal.
No. It's unratified at this point.
It absolutely is. They still have to vote on it. And whoever's speaking for the union representatives that are, is it Fran or whatever the fuck, Drescher?
Dude, I'm shy. I was just going to ask you, do you know who the SAG-AFTRA president is?
Could be Fran Drescher, but I'm not sure.
It's Fran Drescher. Oh, how annoying would that be to have her leading meetings?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Holy
We're going to do this strictly over email, Fran.
Oh, my God. Isn't she one of those? Like, nasally?
Did she do anything besides a show for 3 years?
The Nanny was she on? Was that her show?
Who is this chick? Anyway. I mean, whatever. But my point is that so they get to something that they think that is a good enough agreement. She thinks that it's a good enough offer. Because there's concessions made on both sides.
Yeah.
She feels that it's a good enough offer to take to the 160,000 members and let them vote on it.
Right.
Doesn't mean they have to vote it through. They can still shoot it down.
Right.
And I'm just saying.
Well, do you want to see?
It's a fucking shot when you say, okay, and they're all excited. They think they got it.
They think it's
over.
Of course.
And then it comes out and you just shit on it and you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah.
Do better.
I wonder what they would do then, because that was their last, best, and final.
Was it, though?
Well, that's what they said. I mean,
and it could be. Listen,
unless they're liars.
If it's a good enough deal, fine, you take it. And you guys have been sitting out for a third of a year.
Here's what Fran said. And I wish people would just say it instead of, I don't know, it sounds a little coded to me, but we did it. The billion plus $ deal. The $1 billion deal, I guess that means.
Yep.
Which means jack shit. $1 billion. What $1 billion? How many billions of dollars? How many years? Like all that. 3 times the last contract. Again, I don't know what that means.
Well,
3 times the last contract.
Yeah.
And new ground was broken everywhere. So she thanks everybody for all the union members for hanging in there and holding out for this historic deal. Now, we do know a couple people that are SAG-AFTRA members, or WGA members, Writers Guild of America.
Yeah, that's got to be a weird thing when half of you's off strike.
Yeah, right.
I can write, but I can't do anything else.
Yeah. I guess you just compile your shit.
Anybody that wasn't
the best
just
way to do
writing
it.
and writing during this time, you just can't do it officially.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping all the people that have this free time over the last 4 months.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some good shit coming out over the next
Maybe.
year.
Well, why don't we call one of our writer buddies? Why don't we call Newberg and see what he thinks?
Okay.
Because he's got to be a SAG-AFTRA member as well.
Yeah.
I know he's in the Writers Guild, but
right, and he is, and that's an interesting situation. Like I said, when he's only half on strike and half working,
right.
But it'd be interesting because he's got intimate knowledge of both these deals.
Yeah,
having just resolved the Writers Guild strike. Mm-hmm. So as far as whatever concessions were made there, whatever they got in that contract, how that relates to what this contract is, and
knowing him, he probably just buckled down on writing. You know what I mean? Like he's probably like I wouldn't be surprised if he was working on 10 different writing projects.
Yeah. Well, you can still write. I mean, you can still do stand up. You can still do. That's the nice thing about being multi-talented like that is.
Yeah, and he's. You know what?
COVID,
it's kind of weird, like that. This has gone on the way it has because his shit was taking off.
It sure was.
That dude was literally on half the shows on TV right now.
Yeah,
I mean, his
big
name
network shows, big time,
a lot of them. And so why don't let's give him a buzz and see what he thinks.
Alrighty.
Of all of this. We don't need to spend too much time on it. No one wants to talk to Newberg that long anyways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless Michelle's there.
Hey, brother, let me...
Excuse me?
Damn it, you knew we were calling.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm less old.
That's fair.
What were you just doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hello. I just had to turn my Bluetooth headphones on.
Ah,
smart.
Okay. So we were just connecting, like in the vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
How are you, pal? It's been a minute since we've chatted.
I'm good. I'm good. How was Texas and hanging out with Raju?
Oh, it was awesome, man. I had a blast. Yeah, I was only there for a couple days, and some things got screwed up because Landau ended up in the hospital. For a little bit. Yeah, he's fine. He had some had some stitches in his. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about that, but anyways, he's fine. But it kind of derailed the first night we were supposed to hang out, and then the second day I did the show with him, and then afterwards hung out with Raj and had a blast with Raj. It was great to talk to him and catch up. And
nice.
Yeah, have you talked to him lately?
I talked to him. When did I talk to him? I think so. I think no. No, I don't think I have. I think we've texted back and forth.
Yeah.
I think that counts. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to audibly be talking, just conversing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wild story, dude. I think I told part of it on this show, but that the way that he's got this, like, I don't know, what do they call that? It's not an apartment. It's the what was it?
I have no idea.
Storage facility. It was a store. I know.
Yeah.
The storage facility that they rent out like apartments, and there was a padlock on theirs apparently. So they're like, what are we supposed to do with this padlock? And the guy's like, I don't know, just cut it off, and you know, basically whatever's in there is yours. And it turns out it was some old Hollywood guy, like way back, and had this massive collection of unique Hollywood stuff, like handwritten letters from Ed Wood. And like he's showing me all these things like invitations, personal invitations to Hollywood royalty, to the very first Grammys and Oscars, and the very and like to the Yellow Submarine premiere with headshots with John and Paul and Ringo and George, like crazy shit, like one of a kind stuff. And it had some value of like over $1.5 million 10 years ago. But this dude died and didn't have any family. And so now they're just sitting on all this. Raj is.
So that's awesome. Good for Raj.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. But I don't know if you've talked to him about any of that stuff, but it's pretty crazy shit.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have not, but that's cool.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, pal? We were calling you just to get a little insight on the, it sounds like the SAG-AFTRA deal is going to be done here, and the Hollywood strike will be coming to an end after 118 long days. And I know this is a little different than the Writers Guild strike, which was settled, I don't know, a few weeks ago or something. And are you pretty positive this one's going to get ratified, if you will?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's pretty obvious the studios, what they were doing as far as the streamers, etc. They settled with the writers so the writers could jump in writers' rooms and get things started. They weren't under any sort of real big hurry to work everything out with the actors because they knew that it was going to take writers' rooms at least 4 or 5 weeks to start pumping out scripts and, you know, staff up and whatever. And then auditioning is easy. It takes 10 seconds. Most of the actors out here are so hungry and so good at what they do. So you could throw up an audition, be like, we need someone like this by tomorrow. And then that person, you'll have 20 different options for that person.
Right.
We'll all memorize whatever. So yeah. And then the streamers like Netflix raised their prices. I think ESPN and Disney Plus did.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's all in preparation for the larger pay that actors are going to allegedly get.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think was holding all this up? Was it just money? Was it everything? Were there other things that were really more important or to the performers, if you will, and the writers?
Well, I think the reason that it went down was because there was too many producers who had way too many large deals that they weren't producing. They just had these production deals. So when they decided we're going to go on strike, we want even more, and the studios were like, cool. So when you don't hit your nut, all those deals are done and void. So it's like, I think it was called the force majeure stuff. Yeah. And so they just kind of they weeded a ton of people out. I think it was just definitely smart by the studios. And I mean, that's the thing that I've always found interesting. It's like there's no such thing as a guaranteed job in entertainment, and then there never has been. And it's like the way, you know, it's like if you want to be an extra, you can work it all day and make $110 for 15 hours or whatever. Yay!
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's worth it.
No, I mean it's not the most. It's
better not working.
I know people that did that around here that were retired and were just like, I'm going to go hang out on the set downtown. And Beth's dad did this for, I don't know what it was, Superman. Yep. Maybe Superman v Batman. Was that the one that they filmed here?
I don't remember. It was one of the Supermans.
Yeah, but
Karina was on that.
You know, they dressed him up and, you know, they kind of costume you up like the Times. And, you know, I don't know if he ever made it in the final cut, but, you know, he's there wandering around. So there's plenty of people, and he didn't need the money. Mm-hmm. It was just like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And for a day, like I went once. I went to the final taping of the Roseanne show years and years ago. I would never go again. It was hours of just sitting around and just like, this is, you know, boring as shit. I wouldn't want to do this, you know, but some people love that, you know, just to be in the studio audience or whatever. It's like, nah, That 30-minute show takes 12 hours to record, you know?
It really does, because you have to get different angles. You have to do both sides. You have to do coverage.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. And there's no meal breaks. There wasn't like, you know, a vendor right outside. They're really kind of wild, shoddy, just studios. But anyway, so do you know what's in this new contract that's making Fran Drescher go, wow, we did it. Oh my God, this is historic and $1 billion deal. It sounds like we'll get more details tomorrow or the coming days, but do you have any idea what's in there and what's kind of pushed this over the top?
Yeah, I think that I hope it does. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would be cool when we find out what everything is. Now, it's like when you read the statement or the press release from SAG, it's like, this is $1 billion deal that's going to help thousands of people.
That doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
So you don't really have any details of this at all yet either, do you?
No.
Because they'll send this out in letter form to all the members, and you can look at it and then vote.
Well, they sent, did you guys, let's see, this is, what did they do? So I'm looking for the thing that they sent. It goes, the fuck is it? Should be here. There it is. So it says, this is in a contract valued at over $1 billion. We've achieved a deal of extraordinary scope that includes above pattern minimum compensation increases, unprecedented provisions for consent and compensation that will be protecting members from the threat of AI, and for the first time establishes a streaming participation bonus. I think that's probably the coolest part of the whole deal.
The streaming bonus?
We'll get residuals on streaming.
Yeah, to tighten up that back end.
Yeah, and I think that's super cool, because it's like there's no.
So wait, if you had something that was on Netflix now, you didn't get residuals on it?
No.
Not at all.
No.
That's
like
crazy.
I remember,
and there was no good way of tracking the numbers. Was part of the issue.
Well, they won't release the numbers. I guarantee you, they know what the numbers are.
Well, they do, but that's what I'm saying. Is that not to them, right?
Yeah, that's just bullshit.
Now
I mean,
that's
you know,
part of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, it's too big, and they were making so much fucking money, so they were just going to push off as long as they needed to.
Yeah.
To not have to deal with it.
Well, I just for context, and I know this is obviously one of the biggest shows that has ever been made, but you know, when Matthew Perry died the other day, it came out, you know, people are doing that like, oh, what happens to his estate? And the residuals from Friends for each one of those 6 characters topples $20 million a year.
Wow.
$20 million a year.
Yeah, they made a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's still, I mean, it's on multiple channels every day.
Yeah, and it's
round.
on HBO or Netflix, one of those now. Yeah. And I don't know if they're still doing like,
but I mean, even like
TBS
and all those shit, they still have it in rotation, you know, multiple times a day.
I mean, dude, that's $120 million a year for those primary characters.
But if you think about it, like that pales in comparison to what the network and what those other pieces are making.
Yeah, right. If they can pay that.
Yeah,
and that's just free money because they're not even. It's not in production anymore.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like it's like, oh wow, Lisa Kudrow hasn't done shit in years, man. It's like, yeah, she doesn't ever have to. Mm-hmm. She's collecting $20 million. Dude, that's more than $1 million a month. Is that $1.5 million a month? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I mean, it's like, that's just like, the way it's going to help out people, like, not that I know them personally, but like, okay, so say, for example, the creators of Squid Game comes out, and Squid Game becomes, and it's released during a pandemic and makes hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars for Netflix. They don't get more based on that, but now they will.
Yeah, and is that a percentage, do you think, or is that like, yeah, here's your $20, you got some back end?
I think that it's like, I remember my friend Craig Brooks it was either Idiot Test or no, it was Emo Genius, which was a GSN show that Netflix picked up. And I was like, Craig, you're fucking killing it now, dude. Way to go, buddy. You got all this money. You got a show on Netflix. He goes, I think we split $2,000 between 4 of us. But it was years ago.
They just said it like just a one-time buyout. They just we'll pay you for it, and then it's ours. That's it.
Pretty much.
But they're licensed deals, so they expire. So they're not in perpetuity. But yeah, that's nuts. If you would have, I would have thought as long as the streaming services have been around, that would have been addressed long ago.
Yeah, but not really, because not too many people understood what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, no one really knew how big streamers were going to be. No one knew that they were going to destroy the movie industry. No one knew that they were going to get rid of like so many, devalue major networks. It's like when the streamers happened, it's the best thing in the world for consumers, because it's like, oh my God, there's never a situation where you have to be home at Friday, 5 o'clock to watch anything.
Right.
Whenever you want to watch it, you can watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt about it. It's, the same thing happened. It's crazy to think back now, but when VHS came out or DVD box sets, and they're like, wait, there are people that will go to Best Buy and buy a whole season of episodes. They had no concept that people would do that. And it was a multi-billion-dollar industry for decades.
When I was on the road heavy back in the day, I would buy Friends, a season of Friends, and I'd have my little miniature DVD player, and that's how I get through flights.
I did the same thing, Chris. I did the same exact thing. I had one of those Sony mini DVD players I'd take on planes, and you were baller if you had one of those personal honking things. And I'd bring a couple discs. I had a package that held like your CDs or DVDs. And I just file through it and be like, oh, I feel like watching basketball today on this flight. It was great. It's crazy.
I would always watch plane crashes.
Ah, smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Good for the people next to you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I always wish for the plane to crash, but my only handshake, as close as I can get to a handshake deal with God, is if it's going to crash, and I hope it does, make it on the way, like right after takeoff. Don't make me fly 4 hours cross country and then crash.
Yeah, that's kind of rude.
Unless you're first class.
A real dick move. Yeah, unless you're
really
first class
shitty
or
if you
private.
paid for that first class ticket and didn't get to cash in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want a hot towel right before you perish.
No doubt.
Yeah, the hot towel. Yes. Well, thank you, Chris. I just wanted to touch base real quick and get a little update. Congrats. Yeah, hopefully you guys go through with this. And it had to be doubly frustrating for someone like you, because we all got to watch as your career has just been launching over the last year or two, more so than just your stand-up. Seeing you on all these TV shows and, everything you're doing, it had to be a little scary to have that shit all halt at once.
Yeah, I wouldn't use words like little. I mean, it was it was terrible. I mean, it was like stand-up went away, and TV went away, then everything went away, and then all the people who were doing TV decided to do stand-up, and then I was just like, fuck, what does this mean? But,
yeah.
I mean, I'm fortunate. When the writer's strike ended, I got a job like the next day, and I'm very happy working on Name That Tune. It's a fun show. It's an easy show to work on.
Wait, what did you say? Working on what?
Name
That Tune.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not glamorous, but it's a lot of fun, and it's
paycheck.
It just feels, it's like that's the best part about it, is like it feels good for the first time in like 7 or 8 months to not be taking money out of savings and actually being paid.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
The strike was only 4 months. What were you doing the 3 months before that?
I don't think I worked. I think it was a slow year.
All right.
He was piggybacking off Michelle.
Yeah.
He was counting on her to bring home the big bucks.
Sugar mama.
Yep.
Yeah, she is.
I do. Yes, we do. All right, pal. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Go back to doing whatever you were doing, and say hi to Michelle for us.
All right, kids.
All right.
Thanks.
Talk to you, pal. Bye.
All right, see you, bye.
Bye. All right. Well, he didn't know shit.
Clear as mud. Well, I wasn't sure. That was thinking about that, because it's, they just had this tentative agreement. They got to put it on paper. They got to lay it out for everybody. They got to disseminate that information to their members, give them time to dissect it and figure out what it is, and then set up for a vote.
Imagine the agents and lawyers involved in that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know this just came up, so I didn't know what kind of, if he had inside knowledge. Like, usually we know. I mean, they send an official notice out when our shit comes out, but for the most part, we kind of know it gets leaked. But so I didn't know how much he would know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's good. I suppose it's better to have Hollywood working than not.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
of course.
as much disdain as we all have for most of them. There's a lot of good people out there as well.
There's good people on both sides, Mike.
There are. Yeah, exactly. I've heard that before.
Somebody said that once.
Yeah, a great man once said that. Yeah. Speaking of politics, T.
Oh.
Did you know that there was
Segui.
yeah. Do you like that? Did you know that there was a Republican debate last night?
I knew there was one. I didn't pay any attention to it, but I knew that there was one.
I didn't even know there was one.
Oh, okay.
I went to, I think, Netflix when I was looking for Sly or whatever, and it popped up and it had like lefty, like Anderson Cooper or something, whoever it was, and it was like breaking down the Republican debate, and I'm like, they talking about the debate from 3 months ago or whatever?
Nope.
I was like, no, there was a new one. Who gives a shit? It's a panel of who gives a shit.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, essentially, yes, because...
Yeah.
But we still don't know what's going to happen with this Trump thing. We really don't.
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as whether he gets a nomination or how that really works, we never
How does
did
he
figure
not? I just don't know.
Because I don't know how. I mean, the Republican Party may not do it. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it works.
And then
for
he
sure
wouldn't he just run as an independent and bury him?
Yeah, I'm not sure that would. I'm not sure he'd win as an independent.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not.
I think you need to
think
just
there's
get
enough
out of that
people-
dude's way, whether you hate him or love him.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is.
It is what it
But
is.
there's no way Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis is breaking through. And
No.
it is going to be like
I think there's enough. I think there's enough people that vote Republican that aren't necessarily Trump fans.
Yeah.
That would split that vote. That people would vote Republican for Nikki Haley or DeSantis or
For
whoever.
sure, you'd get some of that.
Anybody but fucking Fat Christie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I don't know how that would work out, and I don't know that he would do it independently.
Yeah.
He might not.
Do you have anyone that you're like, I could get behind that dude or chick, whatever?
I got to tell you, you turned me on to Vivek a while back.
Yeah.
And the more, at first I didn't really like him. I felt like he was kind of just parroting Trump on a lot of things.
Yeah.
That he was just going to be the brown Trump instead of the orange Trump, you know?
Sure.
But
great.
the more I've watched and the more I've listened, the more I like.
Yeah.
I think he makes a lot of sense. I feel like he comes
But
from
he's
a place
brown, and you're a
could
racist.
Care less. I think he comes from a place of common sense. I think that he, just about every issue that I've heard him break down,
You go, yeah, makes logical
exactly
sense.
right. Like yes, exactly. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
what he just said.
Right.
More eloquently than I could.
Yeah. So that's it. I still like what DeSantis has been doing. I thought for sure he was going to be the guy.
And there's a results-based thing that you're watching unfold in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deny what he did in Florida.
No doubt. But for whatever reason, it's not translating nationally. I know it sounds
No.
like there's been some issues with his campaign, some other stuff like that.
Plus the pictures of him maybe wearing fake boots to make him look taller. That's got to hurt, man.
He may not just come off as charismatic as you would have hoped in some of these things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but which, again, if that's what you're voting for, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah,
I want policy. I want ideology. I want,
Common sense.
yeah, I want morals.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Right.
What
a
so I
monster.
could give a shit what he talks, what he talks like, what he sounds like, what he tweets at 3 a.m. on the shitter, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More of a results
Spoken
driven.
like a mega, ultra mega.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Vivek.
And Kennedy Jr., but he's on the other side.
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
as
I
far
like
as-
I like him too.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know.
I'd really be torn
Yes.
if it was him and
I
let's
sorta would
just say
too.
it's RFK Jr. and Nikki Haley.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know if there are people going, because when I hear him do interviews and when I've read part of his book, the real Anthony Fauci,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, this is amazing. Now, if there's stuff in there that's flat bullshit or wrong, I'd love to know that too, because it's very hard to punch holes in a lot of that, and
Yeah.
I agree with him 1,000% on
And
the
it's very
COVID
difficult
stuff.
to publish a book full of lies against government officials.
Yes.
That doesn't just get shut the fuck right down.
Yeah, true.
So, and
So-
he's not tied up in litigation.
No,
Not that I'm aware of.
you talking about Trump though?
No, I'm talking about Junior.
No, I know, but you're basing that against Trump, who's tied up in litigation.
Oh,
Is that the litigation you're talking about?
No, I'm just saying that if the shit in that book was all false and
Oh,
lies,
yeah. I got
he'd
you.
be tied up in litigation.
I got you. Well, Vivek went off last night.
Okay.
And he's taking the gloves off. It's kind of like what him and Nikki Haley have something. I don't know if there's sexual tension going on there. I don't know if he fucked her at some point. But she called him scum last night.
Oh, wow.
And he kind of went after her because she originally attacked him about TikTok or something. That he was like, "Bitch, your daughter's on TikTok," and it was like, "Oh, big moment," one of those things. And then
take a little page out of Trump's book on how to drop the mic on a stage.
And so she was giving him shit because then he had signed up for TikTok. And he's like, "Hey, man, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying, like, this is the way to reach younger people. And I'm running for fucking office. So,
I don't make the rules. I just have to play the game.
Yeah, and I can't do anything from this side of the fucking podium. So until I get in somewhere and can do something, I've got to play by these rules."
Yeah.
So anyway, they've been going back and forth and kind of pissing in each other's face for a while. But Vivek last night went after the moderators, the NBC moderators, which was
who'd they have?
They had
Shepard Smith.
He went after Ronna McDaniel, the GOP chair.
Okay.
He went after Hugh Hewitt, Kristen Welker, and Lester Holt. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's kind of cool. You wanna watch it?
Sure.
I'll show you Vivek, and I think we need more of this. Really, these people just like, yeah, you know what?
Time to clap back.
Right
a
to
little
your
bit.
face. Yeah, right to your face. Fuck you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
All right.
And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Nice.
Yeah,
this wasn't a statement. This was a question, bitch.
Yeah.
We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Your time is up.
Governor Christie, why are you...
And they just go right on to the next one.
Yep. No.
And all she could do was smirk, smile away, like, no, bitch, seriously, answer the question.
Yeah. Right.
You pushed this bullshit for 5 years.
This is about you.
Yeah. I'm just moderating. No. The damage that you and all your media elites caused this nation is immeasurable.
Yes.
So go. No, I'm asking you a legit
Defend
question.
yourself.
Go. Now that we know this was all, and she's just smiling. And it's a great point. No, the Democrats would not have Greg Gutfeld moderating their shit. So, I mean, and Vivek, you're crazy. First off, maybe you could get Tucker to do something like this, and he'd be great at it.
Yep. And maybe Rogan. I mean, if he gave a shit.
I don't think Rogan or Elon would
Probably
waste a second
Elon
of time on that.
I don't think so, but Rogan might. I mean, Rogan,
I don't think he would.
He's talked about moderating a debate with Trump and Biden.
In his studio.
Yeah, well, I mean, some level. I mean, but if they
where
were
he's in complete control and it's 4 hours long.
If it was, I mean, I'm not talking about just the long story interview. If they asked him to be a moderator, I bet you he would do it.
I totally disagree. I don't think he would.
Maybe.
But I think he absolutely would have them on.
Well, of course, on his show, that's one thing. But
he hasn't historically wanted to have anything to do with, politicians usually. I mean, he had Bernie on, and I don't know if he's had Vivek, but obviously your guy, Kennedy, he's had on.
Yes. He was on there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't imagine I don't even know. I have no idea what's going to be on the Democratic ballot anyway. If it's really going to be Joe,
they can't.
There's
no way.
This should be another bowl of soup. Anybody but Joe.
Yeah.
So it should be the opposite effect.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's too many.
I don't know what they're going to do there.
I have no idea.
Don't know.
This is a weird deal between the Trump fiasco as far as, again, like I said, I don't know well enough how that the whole protocol works as far as how to get the nomination. I mean, he hasn't participated in any of the debates.
No.
Right?
He's not going to.
And he's not going to.
He said he's not going to do any of them.
No. And so, and I mean, which is fine. You don't need to. And everybody knows where he stands.
And they're pointless anyway.
They are. They're garbage. And they need to really revamp this stuff.
Yes,
it's
100%.
It's garbage. You don't get enough time to really ever answer a question.
No.
They play favorites. They say it's equal time, but it's not.
It's not even close.
So it just ends up being a yelling match, and nothing actually gets answered.
They're all looking for the one gotcha moment, that one zinger. They're looking for the zinger.
I hate when they have that one in their back pocket that they're waiting
they're all
to pull out.
Exactly.
They got somebody writing their jokes for them. They're
100%.
burns.
Yeah, and it's why? Because it worked when Reagan zapped so-and-so.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, shit, turn the room upside down. And it's like, oh, we need a moment like that.
Because Trump shushed Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
No, shh, quiet.
Yeah. Awesome. But Trump's just a natural. He's a natural comedian.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that it works with his personality. There's certain people whose personality that works with. When you get someone like a robot like Hillary Clinton, you can't pull that off. There's nothing natural about it.
No.
So she would literally have to pull out a piece of paper
Like read the joke.
To that comment, I would retort and say, and read something off a 3x5 card.
Yeah.
You know, but Trump is just like, shut up, little man.
Your wife's
Looks
ugly.
like he's gonna whiz his pants over here. Your wife's dog ugly. Like, and it's just whatever's popping in his head. When he leans in, when what's her name, Kelly, Megyn Kelly is going on and on about his behavior of women, and then he just leans in and goes, only Rosie O'Donnell. It's fucking, dude, it's so good. It's so on point, and the whole place loses their shit.
I know it.
Only Rosie O'Donnell. And it's like, you called women dog faces and fat and ugly and pigs. And this.
No.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
And I stand by that statement.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Now, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know what the fuck the Dems are going to do. Who they're going to run out there. It's
I hope they run Kamala.
This is going to be crazy. I mean, this is chaos, really.
Yeah. They're stuck, dude. They're going to have to run Joe. Have to.
I know.
Because you can't run Kamala.
I don't know.
I mean, I suppose you could go with that dipshit in California, but Gavin Newsom.
I wouldn't take.
I can't imagine Middle America would ever vote for that dude. With what he's done, literally one of the most beautiful cities on planet Earth in San Francisco is fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
It's a shithole. Shithole.
Yeah, and that's just the start. It's going to be the whole country.
Yeah, and LA's not much better. So how you
try
take
that shit in a small town?
Yeah, it's I don't know how, he's slick and he's good looking and he's young and blah blah blah, all that stuff. But dude, your track record speaks for itself. It just does.
Yeah.
And I don't think Middle America is just going to look at that and be like, cool.
No.
You're not going to be able to swindle
Middle
America like that.
There's too much to point it to. I mean, like, okay, this is your guy. Look at the fucking video that you could put together, montage of his cities should be enough alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And it historically would be devastating.
Yeah. So whatever. We got a ways to go. But it's coming up quick. It really is. I mean, we're already into debates.
Yeah.
I mean, it's next year.
Starting. And then we're having these off-year debates.
1 year, basically, from now.
Yeah, a year and 2 weeks. What is it, 28th of November?
No, it's early in November, isn't it?
Or the 8th of November?
Yeah.
Is it something like that? I thought it was the 4th, but I think it's the 8th.
Yeah, it's early. It's like the beginning of November.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the end's Thanksgiving. Nobody's fucking voting on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true.
I vote turkey.
That's true. Well, we have had these off election votes going on in these counties around, and the Dems kind of kicked ass in some areas. Didn't lose this, didn't lose that, gained a little here, and voters in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the porn chick, she lost.
Porn chick lost barely.
Yeah. I still demand a recount. Still want a recount.
Yeah, she lost by less than 1,000 votes. That's crazy.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah. Yeah. At least something in that story is. So voters have opted to kick to the curb. Fuck out of here. I know. I saw what you did. I did. The most over-the-top villain of the Loudoun County, Virginia transgender rape cover-up.
Oh,
this was
Loudoun County.
This was uncovered by, I believe, a reporter at Daily Wire.
Okay.
is how that story originally broke, because they were doing everything they could to cover it up. They did not want this story getting out there.
This is where the dad was attacked at the meeting or arrested, and was a domestic terrorist and all that. That was the start of all this, right?
Yes, and that story going back to where it started was
Garland.
Fucking piece of shit. Can't believe I've actually on this air said like, hey, he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. Like, I couldn't have been more wrong. Absolute clown.
Big man
Absolute
there
clown.
to acknowledge that.
Oh my God, I was rooting for him a little bit. I was
Sure,
like,
why
no, he's
wouldn't you?
saying
We
the
should
right
be rooting for
things.
all these people.
Yeah, no, he's not on my team, but he seems more moderate, and that's cool. That's all I ask for is don't be a whack job nutcase. And so when he was up for Supreme Court, I didn't agree with the way that went down, and I was like, yeah, he seems reasonable. Holy shit.
3 months later.
Yeah, we're seeing his true colors. It's more like 3 years later, but we're seeing how that looks, and it's like, oh, I couldn't have been more wrong about this guy. Fuck this guy.
Doesn't matter because it's an appointment for life.
Yeah. Well, not the one he's got now. He's not a Supreme Court justice.
Oh, yeah. No,
so
not
he's,
right.
he's the top fucking lawyer in the country. Yeah. But he'll be gone as soon as Biden's gone. Yeah. But, you're right. Had he been
the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, that would have been for life and nothing you could do about that. And I would have disagreed with every ruling the guy ever had for the remainder of my life. So this goes back to the boy who was wearing the skirt and going into the girl's bathroom and raped this underage teen girl in there. And then they tried to sweep that up under the rug, make it go away, and they shipped him to another school where he proceeded to sexually rape another girl at that school.
Well, I'm glad he sexually raped her.
Yeah. I was going to say sexually assaulted, but I believe that was rape too.
Potato.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because sexual assault can be like, he patted her on the ass.
Yeah, sure.
But I think it was more violent than that.
Depends on how deep you go.
Yeah, I think it does. So the prosecutor who won her position backed by an absurd amount of money from George Soros.
Weird.
Then tried to jail the father of the rape, of the
when he
rape
went
victim.
ape shit at a student council or a school council meeting.
Attorney Buddha Biberaj. Buddha Biberaj. She gone.
Later.
The voters said, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well,
Last out
that's
here.
a start.
Gone. Beat it. So she's the progressive prosecutor who openly boasted that she would simply decline to enforce laws if they didn't mesh with her personal politics.
How can you?
That is disgusting and should
wish-
disbar you on its face.
Here's the thing. That idiot just had the balls to say the quiet part out loud.
Right.
But people need to read through the lines and understand that's what's being said throughout this country right now.
Right.
They're just not saying it. This idiot put it on paper.
Yeah.
So they could hold it against her.
Yeah.
But actions speak louder than words, and you have to understand, see what's going on, see through
We're
the shit.
seeing more and more of them brag about this.
Yeah, because they've been getting away with it, and they're applauded for it.
The fucking clown that's the judge overseeing Trump's case said something similar to that.
Perfect.
And you're just like, and
Right down the middle.
dude, turns out he was running some like newsletter, this monthly newsletter at a high school or something, or it sounds like maybe some kid, like for seniors. So some 17, 18-year-olds. And he's posting pictures of himself shirtless, like flexing in the mirror and like down to the V.
All right.
You're a 74-year-old fucking judge.
Well, good for you having a V, for one.
Yeah. He's look it up, dude. I'm not even joking.
No, it's okay. I believe that he's got the V, but I'm just saying.
It's not. I don't know that it's a V. It's not the V.
Side note.
To
Just
the V
good for
part.
you. Okay.
To the V part, where that would
Well, I'm
be.
betting the belly's not hanging over the belt if he's throwing around shirtless pics.
Yeah, but you seem to be missing the larger issue.
I was just a side note. Just good on you. That's all. If I'm 78
I'm not
going
to praise his yokeness.
I might be throwing it around.
Think, I don't think we praise his yokeness. I think we go, wait, what kind of fucking moral compass does this dude have? Why are you posting this for 18-year-olds?
Says someone non-yoked.
Yeah, dude, I don't care how yoked I was. I would not be posting bathroom mirror selfies. Dude, ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, gross. Now, if the smoking hot chick wants to do that, no problem with that.
Love the double standard.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm proud of my double standard attitude. And I really believe that.
That's fair.
I really do. So, Attorney Buddha Biberaj.
Say that 10 times fast.
Buddha Biberaj.
See?
Budabibaraj.
Oh, that changes everything.
Her name backwards is kind of cool. Jarabib Atub.
That's easier.
Yeah.
It's actually easier.
Yeah, it is. Can
So
we
no
just
Sag Nagant Narb, but
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Yeah, no Sag Nagant Narb.
Well.
It's great.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's where it all began.
Jarabib Atub. Atub? Whatever.
Akeem. Yort.
Yeah. Yort, Akeem, if you can figure those out. So anything that didn't match her personal politics, she lost to Mr. Bob Anderson. Now, see, a Bob Anderson is someone like I feel like I would usually vote for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I've got looking at a ballot and I've got Budabibaraj and Bob Anderson,
Yeah.
100% Bob Anderson.
You think so?
100%.
Like, you don't even need to read.
You know, I feel bad just saying that.
Yeah.
As I just endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it took Vivek
Yeah.
quite a while to
I
break
understand.
through.
I understand. Now I
penetrate
know there's going to be Vivek Ramaswamy and Joe Biden.
right?
So, you know, it giveth and it taketh away.
You would say 999,999 times out of a million, you're rolling with Bob Anderson.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, over Budabibaraj.
Yes.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. I don't know why that is. I can't put my finger on it, but
I think it's racism.
maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I've heard that before.
Could be xenophobia. Could be ignorance.
I've heard
Any
that
mix
from
of the three.
people have accused me of that for many, many years now. So it's not the first time I've heard that.
All right. Yeah.
It doesn't
hell do
offend
they
me
know?
in any way.
What do they know?
Yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Bob Anderson, he held that position from 96 to 2003.
Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina. I don't know why that pops in my head every time you say Mr. Bob something.
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Dabalina,
Mr.
Mr. Bob Dabalina, Mr. Dabalina.
Her and those of every school board member who was in the office during the 21 scandal joins that of former Superintendent Scott Ziegler, who was convicted of a crime for his role in the rape cover-up this fall. All of the 9 school board seats were on the ballot. Only 2 even bothered to run again.
Oh, yeah, smart. Just hang it up.
Yeah,
Do
for
you get
re-election.
charged for that? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yep. After the
Good.
so only 2 ran for re-election after the system drew absolute national disgrace over this. Both of those incumbents, both Democrats, got the shit kicked out of them on Tuesday. They both lost. Seeming to reflect a view that even in an environment that otherwise favored Democrats in Virginia and those who sacrificed the safety and education of children for political reasons could not remain in power, Budabibaraj refused to concede.
Budabibaraj, Mr. Budabibaraj.
Yeah, I know that song too. She refused to concede. Class.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know
Go
they're
down
going to go.
swinging. Yeah, fuck it.
Trump won't concede either. Yeah, neither will Hillary. Neither is Stacey Abrams. Like none of
That's
them
fine.
do, really.
The
I
results-
don't know that there's a single Democrat that's conceded an election and that they lost in decades. I know, I'm being facetious, of course. Save your emails, but yeah, there are lots of them out there that claim everything except them got them bounced.
I don't know why
Usually it's
I wouldn't
racism.
concede. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way votes come in the middle of the night. Why fucking concede?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, don't take a
When
knee.
the number's done, and we'll figure it out then. But I ain't conceding shit.
Especially night of. Why would you take a knee
Never,
then?
never.
We're just getting started half
Never.
the time.
Exactly.
Just getting started.
I'm not done until 120% of the votes are counted.
Yeah, exactly. So Bibaraj ran for prosecutor in 2019, fueled almost entirely by $800,000 from liberal billionaire George Soros, who just hates Americans. He is what he is. He'll fucking apparently never die. He's 96 or something, and his kids are just as shit.
Yeah,
so
it's just gonna fall right in
pass
line.
on to them, and they're gonna keep this crazy train rolling. So for context, he gives her $800,000. Typically, no more than $150,000 is ever spent in these. So 6 times plus.
What's the buyback there? I mean, what's that money getting him?
Destruction of America.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the destruction of, you're seeing it play out in liberal cities all over the country. Like, I don't mean to make this partisan as shit, but
there's gotta be-
really almost no way to deny what's going on in liberal Democrat-run prosecutors' offices all over this country.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Yeah.
But I mean, is this just like trading places? Like, just to ruin a guy's life, just to fucking figure it out? Like, just
the
for the
usual
sport of it?
Mortimer? Yeah,
like,
we're doing the usual
I mean,
Mortimer.
or is there an end game? Like, once this crumbles, then I can buy up half the country and become 10 times richer? Like, that's what I mean. Like, is it just the chaos of it?
I think so. And I believe Soros, was part of the, like, he's a Jew and was part of the, yeah, not in a bad way.
All right.
But he was part of the Nazi camp shit at one point and teamed up with the Nazis to go house to house and steal shit from Jews or something like that, steal their possessions and art and all that.
It's some Jew-on-Jew crime?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hardcore Jew-on-Jew crime. I believe that's the case. He can sue me if that's wrong, but I'm almost positive that's the way that goes. And I believe he made the vast majority of his fortune on collapsing economies, taking advantage of.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Where the real end game is to devalue the dollar, to crumble the system from the inside.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then buy everything up because you're one of the few people that has the money to do that.
Yeah.
And then build it back up.
I think he did that in Europe. I think that's how he made his money somewhere on the other side of the world.
I don't believe I just don't truly believe that it's the chaos of it. Like the guys like that are playing fucking chess, man.
Yeah,
they're so far ahead of it.
Yeah.
That
they're just villains, though. They're just fucking like comic book villains.
Maybe then
I mean, don't you think that
I don't know.
Yeah, but
don't rig fucking elections.
Don't you think that could be just as fun for someone that has everything? Like you and I would go buy go-karts and pinball machines, right? If we had that kind of money.
Yeah.
But if you've bought all the pinball machines and you've bought all the go-karts and all the Slurpee machines that you can, at some point you're going to be like, well, how do I fuck with things? This is boring.
Yeah.
And so maybe his whole thing is like, I wonder how much I can destroy in one lifetime.
Maybe. I just think that's short-sighted.
Because he's already got the money.
Listen, that's irrelevant because obviously to have that much money, you're a greedy prick and you want more. You always want more.
Yeah.
It's never enough. When you have that much, it's never enough and you want more.
So anyways, even with that absurd amount of money that he threw,
which I can say,
Buddha Biberech's way.
He's just throwing it around, fucking hundreds of millions of dollars per.
Well, he learned early on that spending hundreds of millions of dollars on a presidential election doesn't mean shit.
So he's doing it
but
at
getting
lower
into
level.
prosecutors' offices, you can fuck the whole system up.
Yeah.
By getting into these small contests all over the country, we're watching it play out. How's it looking? Mm-hmm. Yeah, tragic is how it's looking. So, she even with all that outside cash, which I think should be illegal on its face too, to be like, oh, California and New York are sending tens of millions of dollars to this small Loudoun County, Virginia election. That's bullshit. What are you doing? You don't live here.
Shouldn't be.
No, it's that, but that's for another argument. But even with all this money, she won by less than 1%, and people are just like, yeah, this New York billionaire fucking psychopath bought this election for her. Well, she's on her ass now.
Good.
So
Thank
that's
God.
good.
Yeah, and I mean, you think, well, okay, well, what difference does it make? Because it should be the caliber of the candidate that should matter. But sadly, it's not, because people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And they believe whatever they're told. And if one person can afford to run 8 commercials a day through prime time, and the other person can afford to run one after 11 o'clock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not going to be fair. It's just top of mind. You've seen it. You've heard the negative things they said about the other person, and that's all that matters, true or not.
Yeah.
So money absolutely changes the entire dynamic.
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty well established that.
Yeah, but I mean you
wouldn't
think so. I mean you would think, okay, when it comes down to it, it's 2 candidates and you can vote for the best one, but it's not. It's publicity. It's exposure. It's
Yeah.
It's a shame that that's where our political system is at. That it's a fucking popularity contest.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
too
the
bad.
most qualified.
Yeah, it's too bad, but here we are.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah. I had this story the other day, T. And
I feel fine.
what is with you today?
I don't know.
Just in a fucking singing
played-
happy mood.
I played some pinball today.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
all fucking giddy.
We'll get to the pinball machines.
I'm just saying. You asked what my deal was. I told you.
I think you'd be singing fucking, 2 minutes to midnight or something like that.
don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's a Maiden song.
Okay. Well, it was said. I said
Couldn't
it's the
figure
end of
that
the world
out
as we know it.
Really, you had two guesses as to what that could reference.
All right. Well, I sang it because I said it's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
All right, Michael.
Steepy.
Stipe, I believe is his name. I had this story the other day, and I was not going to do it while Easus was here.
Okay.
We've got a real problem. More than 100 bird species are about to be renamed because...
Don't tell me they're fucking with the tits.
No, I think the tits are all right.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
If the tits are fine, carry on.
For the most part.
All right.
Well, the problem is, what do you think the problem with the bird species is? That we would need to rename them?
The black raven
No.
can just be the raven? No.
No.
The African-American raven?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Then I don't know.
Racism. You were on the right path.
Okay, sure.
Racism. It's an offensiveness and stuff like that.
What's offensive about a bird's name?
Well, the American Ornithological Society.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, I can't believe I spit
Fucking
that out
nailed-
properly.
nailed that.
Ornithological. Yeah. It's not bad, right?
I'm impressed.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is now.
Yeah. An organization responsible for standardizing English bird names across the Americas announced that dozens of birds in the U.S. and Canada will be renamed because birds who were named in honor of people can be upsetting to some. This, according to a report from the New York Times.
Is there a bird named Anne Frank?
No.
Okay.
Oh, the Anne Frank. Yeah, it's an Oriole, I believe. Yeah. There is power in a name, and some English bird names have associations with past that continue to be exclusionary and harmful today. The towelhead tit is probably one of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I'm like when I'm thinking about that.
Now it's just going to be the Middle Eastern tit.
The Middle Eastern tit would make a lot more sense.
That's its call. You can hear it from a mile away.
We need a much more inclusive and engaging scientific process that focuses attention on the unique features and beauty of the birds themselves. Everyone who loves and cares about birds should be able to, should be able to enjoy and study them freely, and birds need our help now more than ever, which, I don't know that their names...
What are we doing
Their
here?
names make them need more help than ever. I don't know. But why do birds need our help more than ever? I don't know. Some of the birds... So we've come to understand that there are certain names that have offensive or derogatory connotations that cause pain to people, and that it's important to change those, to remove those as barriers to their participation in the world of birds. Some of the birds who will be affected include Gamble's quail, Louise's woodpecker, Anna's hummingbird, the Bullock's oriole.
Is that Anne Frank's hummingbird?
It could be.
Okay. That makes total sense then.
Bewick's wren. There's many others that your favorite NPR reported. The Audubon's shearwater was named after the famous bird illustrator James Audubon.
I love his road.
Yeah, I do too. Big fan of his road. His will be among those renamed because slave owner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a German.
He was
He was a juke killer.
He could have been that too,
Maybe.
but he was strictly against opposed abolition. He didn't want anything to do with them.
Well, yeah. Once you got slaves, you want to give them up. Fuck,
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to give them up?
Yeah, if you're getting free help.
I pay for these fuckers fair and square.
Yeah. Let's see. The Scott's Oriole is named after Winfield Scott, U.S. Civil War general. And Scott led a force of thousands who removed the Cherokee Indians from their land as part of the Trail of Tears. Oh, you mean war?
Yeah.
Yeah. History? Like, I can't
Well,
wrap
I don't
my
know.
head
I don't know
around.
that the Civil War was really against the Indians, but I digress.
Well, we lost a lot of fucking people in that Civil War.
Sure we did.
You know that we lost more in that war than we did in any other war?
Yeah, that's because medicine sucked. You got to fucking stub your toe.
Yeah, but I think if you got your leg cut off or blown off,
Yeah, you're done.
you're done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But they knew tourniquets then.
Yeah, well, that's basic.
Yeah.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Great, you lost your leg. Now you're going to die without a leg.
So the move to change the birds' names comes from birders who were upset about the connection to historical figures. Following the death of George Floyd, the organization received a petition from the Bird Names for Birds group, which pointed out that the names were isolating and demeaning reminders of oppression, slavery, and genocide. We're doing this to address some historic wrongs, Judith Carl
If
said.
one of these gets renamed to a Floyd, I fucking quit life.
Oh my God, a George Floyd.
The George Floyd goose.
Yeah. I could see if you had, and I've got a small list compiled, that I've looked at, and I'm like, okay, when you're talking about racism, right? Not just like, 200 years ago, people were dicks. Like, yeah, that's kind of the way the world works.
Yeah.
And 200 years from now, they'll view a lot of us as dicks.
Yep.
So, I've said it for years, and I'll still say it. There's many things you're doing today that in a few hundred years will be looked at as absolute.
Of course.
I think that, when you're talking about meat eaters, which I will do till the day I die.
Yep.
However, I could see a couple hundred years down the road, it's like, wait a minute, you slaughtered cows to eat and make wallets? And, they could pay.
That's all we had, fuckers.
Yeah, statues to cows all over the nation.
Great. Now you can 3D print anything. Fuck
Yeah.
off. We had meat.
Yeah.
Hide.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't look at it like that. Like,
I
they
know.
don't hear. There's
I
no
know.
context for anything.
There's no rationality.
So if you had the Aunt Jemima pygmy owl, you know what I mean? It'd be like, okay, I see what you did there. And that doesn't, I could see if you were like, all right, I find that very offensive.
Yeah.
The Scots Oriole or something, I don't have a problem with. Spear Chucker Songbird,
Yeah, that one might get you.
right? That
Yeah.
might have people going. I had the porch monkey partridge.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
You don't want that hanging out in a pear tree.
Yeah, the hide your wallet fucking raven. No?
The Cracker Cardinal.
Am I supposed to be reading these? Is that what this is
You
for?
can.
Okay.
You don't have to.
I didn't know if this was a repartee.
What about the Coon Condor?
Oh. What color is it?
The Chinaman cuckoo?
Okay.
Would you say? I would say that needs to be changed.
Yeah, no
probably.
shit. Are these real things or you just made them up?
I just made those up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that's offensive that none of these are so bad they actually have to be changed.
You don't think so?
I don't know, like the guinea goose.
What's wrong with that? I don't have a problem with that one.
I love that they all have like something with curry muncher.
Oh, the Muncher bird.
Yeah. A dago duck, dot-head dove, a dune coon oriole.
Dune Coon Oriole. I like that.
I like the one that's just gook.
Did I not come up with
Forgot
one
to
for
come
the
up
gook?
with something to go with it. Just gook.
That's the gook goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what that is.
yeah,
What
okay.
about the chinkfinch?
Well, the guinea goose.
What about the chinkfinch?
Oh. Where's it from?
Very good.
Oh, boy. It's probably got avian flu.
Yeah. The buckwheat buzzard.
The Hebe hawk. Fucking Lebo. Oriole
I don't think
owl.
we can't use the Hebe right now.
It's too
very-
soon? Is it too soon?
It's too soon.
Oh, boy.
It's way too
Oh,
soon.
peckerwood woodpecker?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Raghead robin?
Wait a minute. Peckerwood, that's an attack on us.
Yeah, I know. I got no issue with it.
What
Peckerwood?
What was the other one? Cracker what?
Cracker Barrel?
No, the Cracker Cardinal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a problem with that either.
No.
Bring it on. See, we can take it.
Yeah. Isn't that the Catholic Church, the Cracker Cardinals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Schwarze Warbler? Okay. Congratulations on making me say all that stuff.
I didn't make you say anything.
That's fair. You handed me a piece of paper. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll just read it.
And without further ado, and on that note, should we bring Scott over?
Sure. Come on, Scooter.
Follow that, buddy. Hold on, I got to turn
Let's
the mic
see.
on. So we had mentioned on the show the other day that I'd gotten an email from someone who was potentially interested. You can throw those headphones on if you want.
Yeah, you want them.
In advertising, and his thing is pinball machines. And
Is he a wizard? Are you a wizard?
You beat me.
I did. I smoked his ass.
yeah, T was asking me yesterday, like, who do you think's going to win, me or you? Blah blah. And I was like, you out of the gate. He's always been really good. Figures the
got it.
games out quick.
I could see it. He's got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He does. He's got
Like
he's
a
got,
deaf, blind, dumb kid.
Yeah. I was hoping that your Vagine hand would really, because, dude, for a while there, he would try to close his hand. It was like fast, slow.
Yeah.
And so I was figuring his right flipper was going to be a problem.
Hoping some of that delay was still
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
It was.
And so you had said, hey, I'm thinking about, expanding the business a little bit. And I should mention that is 127 pinball and like ONE1.
Yep.
27 numerical.
Numeral 27.
Pinball. And you could even email them 1 one27pinball@gmail.com.
What's the significance of 127?
That's my son's birthday.
Okay, fair enough. Dig
Isn't that
it.
great?
I knew it had to be something. That's why I want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
very cool.
I thought it looked cool, actually.
Yeah, right on.
127. Yeah, I guess that looks cool.
Yeah, could have been 187.
On the undercover cop. Yeah. So you were like, yeah, I was thinking about maybe bringing a machine or two by, and I was like, okay, we're listening. We're listening. And
Today was the day.
today was the day. We've got Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast.
And this is not the original Iron Maiden. This is a brand new reissue of the Iron Maiden, right?
So that game originally, I think, was 16. That one was built this year in 23.
Okay, right.
But is it the same game though?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, really? So there wasn't like an old school Iron Maiden, like like the Zeppelins, the Rush and stuff? Were those old schools, or are those?
No,
those are all relatively new.
Yeah, Rush was, I think, 16, 15
No
or
shit.
16.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I always figured they were like more original, like 70s, 80s, like type of games when they first would come out. But
They've done that with quite a few games where they ran them in the 70s, 80s, and then it's not like a remake of the game, but it's just
It's digitally updated and all that kind of stuff. Or
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Oh, those
mean,
are
this looks
latest
amazing.
Technology.
So Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast, and Godzilla are sitting down here in the studio right now, and
They're kind of badass.
they're
So
unbelievable.
badass.
I can't believe the screen on them. Like I had the Aladdin one that I
Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights. Thank you. And it had a screen on it, and you could get into a battle, and shit would be going on there. I never finished that damn game. Get into the super at the end when like 25 balls are going crazy, and you're trying to. Do you know the
wizard mode?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And I got to that twice.
Okay,
Where
nice.
I had that super going ape shit. It's like you gotta save the princess or murder the princess or something. And I could never. You can't look up though while it's going on. I mean, there's just too much.
When you're in a multi-ball like that, it's flippers. That's it.
And your hands are getting exhausted.
I'm even a little worn out just
Yeah.
from a couple of games before.
It's going to strengthen that Vagine hand.
Oh yeah, dude, for
sure. Yeah. Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah.
jerking off. It's gonna fucking.
Hell yeah, you're getting
yoked.
going. So thank you so much for bringing these by. I'm super excited to play these. I haven't really played them yet.
Yeah, we'll get some time on them.
Yeah.
You just, when we were talking, and I just like, you guys really got to get your hands on this new technology, these new games.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is what they're doing.
What do you think changed? Because I feel like they were great in the 90s, the ones we were playing. We've talked about, Funhouse and
Yep.
T2 and Adam's Family. Those
Theater
were like
Magic.
the big
And
ones.
they're-
Classics.
I mean, they're all still fantastic games.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
What's the
great.
biggest change between like a game like that
It's-
from the early '90s to what this is now?
It's just a lot of it's technology, and there's a lot of different shot paths that they just couldn't really. do
Theoretically, it's all
before.
just the same.
It's all the
It's
same
the exact
thing.
same
It's the
thing.
same
Yeah.
thing. It's
I mean,
the
now you got
same-
some of the screen and some of the digital stuff that goes along with it, and some of the other stuff. But basically, it's making shots.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're following a mode. You're starting a mode.
But I mean,
you're
nothing's
making
really
shots.
changed as far as bumpers or flippers or balls or any of that kind of stuff. Is that it? None of that's really.
I should have pulled one up, the playfield up earlier, and shown you underneath. The ones from the late '80s, early '90s. There's miles and miles
Wires.
of wires
Yeah.
underneath them.
Yeah.
And so these are so much more.
Just
they have little
streamlined.
node boards in them that
Oh,
are
yeah.
linked together. So like little microcomputers all throughout it.
Does that make it a bigger pain in the ass to fix or
No,
make
makes
it way easier?
It's easier.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well, I know like
It's more expensive to
Yeah.
fix, but it's easier.
but it's easier.
Yep.
Well, I know like guys that are, gearheads that worked on cars their whole lives are looking at these today computer engines and like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah, what do you do with it?
You know what I mean? Like
they're made
whole-
so you can't work on them.
Right,
basically.
right, exactly. So that's kind of where I was going with that. Is that what they've done with these?
Yeah, the serviceability of them it's much easier than it was.
Go ahead and get right up on that mic.
than
There
it
you
was
go.
15.
There you go.
20 years ago.
Right, right.
And I think it's just the natural progression of technology, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have something just sit stagnant for 30 years as new things hit the market, or just as technology grows. It's going to get put into all aspects of our life. So why not pinball?
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
all it is. It's just growing. It's
But it seems like when we played in the 90s, we didn't have anywhere else to be. We were going to the local 7-Eleven, and before we went out drinking for the night or whatever we were going to do.
Place to meet up.
Yeah, we'd meet up there. It was
I think we could
pre-cell
smoke in there.
phones. Oh, 100%.
We could smoke inside the 7-Eleven.
Just rest them right on the silver
so great.
frame.
Yeah, for sure. I remember all the burn marks across
So,
there.
all right,
100%
funny
blessed.
story about that.
Yeah.
One of the most desirable arcades are the table Pac-Mans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the old sit down, the old the
like
Pizza
you used
Hut
to
one.
My brother has one.
Yeah, like remember you used to see them at like the Howard Johnson in the
Yeah.
lobby.
Yeah.
And there's very few of them in existence because the tops are all roached out from cigarette burns.
Yeah.
Can't you
I
just
believe
replace the
it.
top on it?
What's that?
Can't you just replace the top on it? That's just glass
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
I'm sure you
essentially?
can. They just
Yeah.
those things are also built.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Kind of poorly.
Yeah, God, that harkens back to a time, like I totally remember the cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting on there and playing that all night. But it seems like, and I don't know, I'm assuming it's not this, but we got older and got into other things and kind of went away from pinball. But it seems like it's blowing up now. Like, is there a?
It is, and it's our generation
Coming back
that's
to it.
bringing it
The
back.
Is that what it
nostalgia
is?
of
Yeah,
it.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
And we've all went out and got jobs and an education and make some money, and now it's like,
Yeah.
you got some disposable income. You don't want to go to the bar as much as you used to. You don't want to.
Exactly.
And now
I
it's
have
like, man,
zero interest in like a PS5, and none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Would not do it at all. This, I may never leave the basement. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
And
as I
I
said when I was pulling them off the trailer, like, you guys aren't going to get shit done this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's
Good, as
That's
it should be.
fine. That's fine. We're just fine with that. Yeah, I've missed mine since it hasn't been here, and I'd go through lulls. I'd have times where it was like couldn't stop playing it for days,
Yep.
and then shut it down for 2 months.
Right,
You know,
right.
kind of thing. So
I mean, there's
what
a video game upstairs that never gets played.
Yeah.
The stand-up that's got all the Pac-Man, Galaga, all that kind of stuff. 1,000 games on there.
Yeah,
And the thing
nobody
never
ever plays it.
Yeah. But you go out, but I've done that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking Galaga up this weekend. Enough fun. And then I'm sore for a week
yeah.
from that, But
See, pinball I can get into like that.
Pinball I
I
can
can't
get
do it. I did a little bit in Arizona because G's got the table, Miss Pac-Man
Okay,
with a
right.
bunch of games in it, and that's fun when it's me and Marshall or something like Burger Time, playing
for
something
sure.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's all fun. It's all
It
good
gets
stuff.
old quick. Donkey Kong is a bitch. I forgot how hard Donkey Kong is.
I tried I think it was Donkey Kong Jr.
Is that on this one?
on the machine upstairs.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the first level.
No.
The first fucking board. I couldn't get past it.
I can get past the first board on original Donkey
Regular
Kong.
Donkey
you
Kong,
get to
yes.
that blue screen, and then if you get to the ropes, dude, forget it.
I
You're
was
going
amazed.
nowhere.
I was going down the rabbit hole one day, just like, I'll try this game. I'll try this game. I'll do Dig Dug. I'll do these other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
Going
yeah.
back.
Right, Pitfall.
Yeah.
I love Pitfall.
Dude, Donkey Kong Jr., I tried 10 times. I could not get past the first
No.
fucking thing. I was
Me
like,
either.
This game sucks.
Yeah.
Done.
Moving on.
I don't remember it being that hard when we were younger.
No, I didn't know that I paid Donkey Kong Jr. a ton back then either. But
Yeah. I know I played Donkey Kong, but I think that was on like, what was it, Electrovision or something? Or ColecoVision?
Might have been Coleco.
Was it Coleco?
No, what was
What was the Intello one? Intellivision.
Intellivision, yep. There was Intellivision.
That was one. Was that the one with the
Coleco.
funky remote?
It
with
was.
the
It was
Yeah, with
weird.
the
circle?
dial.
Yeah, the
Looked
dial.
like a phone.
And it was like chrome.
Exactly.
Like a chrome dial.
I think
Numbers
that
on it,
had
like
the
a
Donkey
Simon.
Kong franchise, and that was a bitch. But I didn't know
think
too many people that had that.
I don't know.
Maybe they multiple did. I don't remember.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
What do we know?
So what do you do for pinball? If we're gonna have you
Yeah.
come on board, this is a perfect matchup
When
with
people
us.
are so jealous about our pinball machines.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
they know.
So what we do is a lot of our core business is in-home rentals and like event rentals. So like say you're having a Super Bowl party, like, hey, I want to, let's bring a couple machines in just for the weekend, whatnot. We'll bring them, set them up, level them, kind of just like we did here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
come back the next day, take them out. We also do like month rentals in your home, at your business, whatever it is.
And what does that cost to do like a month-long rental of a pinball machine?
So I do a volume discount, right? If you have more, I start at $250 a month.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Not bad at all.
For a
And I mean, when you're
month?
talking, these things are $5-10 grand a piece, easy.
Oh,
you
easy
know, to own. Yeah,
and much more.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're expensive. And what I found is a lot of the guys that have been in the hobby for years, they're tired of buying and selling and dealing with the scammers like you did on your drum kit.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
it's a nightmare.
And they're like, hey man, just bring a machine in my house. If something breaks, if something,
Yeah.
anything.
You don't have
like,
the upkeep
They don't
on
have
it.
to do anything. And then they just call me and go, hey, I want this title. I want a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, be able to switch it out. Right.
Yeah. And a lot of the guys that I have on that program, they love it. And they're like, I don't know if I'll ever like flat out own a pinball machine again.
Right. And can you swap those out month to month if you wanted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever.
Dude. Mm-hmm. That's unbelievable. So what is it for like a weekend? You're having a Super Bowl party and
So I actually charge more for an event than I do for a monthly rental. So
Short-term rental.
I do $400 just because it's more
pain in the ass.
It's more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because I got to break it down, set it up.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible watching you do it. It's a one-man operation. You've got that electronic ladder.
Well, who wouldn't just get
whatever?
Not to shit on your parade, but who wouldn't just?
I was going to say it, T, but
all right, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
No,
out.
go ahead.
No, and
Well, just say I'll take it for a month.
I'll take it for the month of February.
Go ahead and come get it.
I do have
know, that's
customers that have.
I
done
shouldn't
that.
have said that.
No,
But-
it's fine. No, it's totally. Trust me, everybody thinks it.
Yeah, no, not everybody's as smart as I am.
Well, but also there are people that will have an event or have a party and they want 2 or 3 machines, and
grad party or something.
and they have just the room for 2 days, right? They have to move something else out of the way. They don't want that
right.
machine
Sure.
sitting there for a month.
Gotcha.
You know, they have their weekend party event, whatever it is. You know, we're going to make some room. Let's bring it in here.
How many have been fucked up?
Oh.
I've never had anything
No? Okay.
destroyed beyond
Nothing.
repair.
Okay,
No one's
right
ever
on.
smashed the glass on one of those or something?
Never say never.
I know I'm like knocking on wood.
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's real wood. Go ahead.
No, that it's tempered glass. It's actually pretty damn strong.
Yeah. So they'd have to be trying to
You'd have to try
screw
to.
something up.
Yeah.
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 127 pinball. Can I give your number out?
Yeah, of course.
248-320-6651.
Yep.
That right?
Yes.
That's the one.
That's really cool. I think this is going to be really cool because, you know, like I said, it's something T and I are really into. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it so much easier. You know, when Forey's advertising with his restaurant, it's like, T and I really like the food. This helps a lot.
Yeah, big time.
It helps a lot. If it sucked, it'd be like, oh god.
Well,
Hey, speaking of which,
mean,
this
that's
part of the
why
show is brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club, the Backcourt combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and on Friday and Saturdays, the best fucking prime rib in town. So next time you're out heading out for dinner or drinks, stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Call them at 248-625-8686 or visit DeerLakeAthleticClub.com. Tell Forey we said hi, hello, and that he needs pinball machines.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
he could use them at his place.
He sure could.
RadioForOne.com. You can get merch there for the show, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, winter beanies, all that kind of stuff. The Amazon link, Amazon Canada link is there. Just go to RadioForOne.com, click on those links, shop away as normal. Obviously doesn't charge you anymore. My Pillow as well. Just use promo code TDC. Link to our Patreon page. Best way to support us. We've been doing some stuff in there, having some fun. So do that as well. And I think we got a new member. I'm not going to put you on the spot about it.
Oh, another new one?
Yeah, I thought I saw one today.
Oh, well, we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Don't want to do too much in one day.
No, we don't. Is there anything else we need to know, Scott, before we wrap up here? Or
Yeah, just if people are looking for an in-home rental, if you have a business.
Is it strictly pinball machines? Do you have anything other than pinball? Is it just pinball?
Pinball's all I'm doing
Okay.
right now.
Yep.
Awesome.
Just curious.
Yeah, if you want one in your
so
house,
everybody knows. Yep.
If you want one in your house, give me a call. If you want something to, like I have them at break rooms in businesses.
If somebody wanted something specific, can they broker you out to find it or to get something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
And I do sales as well.
Right on.
It's just not my core business. But with
so
the
if someone calls you and says, "Hey, I have to have,"
oh yeah, I can find anything.
really,
Yeah. Just with the connections I've developed over the last few
Awesome.
years, I can get about anything.
dude, it sounds like a great business. I love that idea. And that's not that expensive at all for a month.
Yeah.
No,
That
it's
is
not. It's not bad.
nuts.
Yeah,
it's
no.
not bad. And like I was saying, with the guys that have been in it forever and they've dealt with the selling and buying. and
Yeah, no, it's a nightmare.
they're like, man, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Like, I just give you
perfect.
the keys to my front door. I come home from work. There's a new pinball machine in the
Yeah,
front.
exactly. I mean,
It's awesome.
generally not too much of the depreciation because that's the way the values of those things go. They go up, they go down based on demand and things like that. But it's
just
not.
like
There's
everything
not like a
else.
straight depreciation on some of these things, like a car. As you put miles and things on, sometimes the older it goes, the more the value goes up on this stuff. But
Right.
they don't have to deal with any of that.
No.
They don't have to
Yeah.
buy it, sell it, have it, get sick of it after 6 months, and then have
Or
to
carry it out with
sell
two
it.
of their buddies.
Yeah, and then you try and sell it, and you're not going to get what you got for it. Yeah, it's a brilliant fucking thing, man. Good for you. You're doing
Yeah.
the Lord's work.
Yeah, for us pinball nerds, that's awesome, man. So
Yeah,
and
it's
thank
cool.
you so much for reaching out. It honestly, it's very cool. I think this is going to work well.
Well, I
for all
thought,
of us.
I knew it would fit well.
No doubt.
And that's why I really wanted to get in the studio.
Yeah.
So they're here. They're in your face. I mean,
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
it's
you can't do the show without looking.
I know.
I'm staring right at it. I've been staring at it all day.
Wrap this shit up. I got some balls to fucking flippers to flip.
All right.
Yeah. We'll do a couple emails and we'll get out of here. Scott, thank you so much for coming in and with everything.
Yep, absolutely.
127 Pinball, 248-320-6651. If you're interested at all, and we'll do more as we go
For
forward.
sure.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Ah, my dude.
Your dude. Miguel, this one really is for T-Roy. Yeah, T-Roy, I played Leisure Suit Larry all the time when I was younger, and I'm only 55. It was so basic, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
That's from Doug.
God bless, Doug. No doubt.
I don't remember it at all. No. Maybe if I saw it in action.
Probably not. I mean, it was. I wouldn't have known anything about it if my dad didn't have it. It was just some game on his PC.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was pre everything.
Yeah.
You know?
It was probably on a floppy disk.
It probably was on a fucking floppy disk.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. Great. Remember the other day I read Steve's email. I called him Scott.
I do.
Remember that? And he got all pissy.
Yeah.
You know, it was like,
Kinda
not
bitchy.
Scott. Yeah, he's kind of whiny bitchy about it. Yeah. I have Scott in my email because I'm descended from Scottish immigrants.
Okay, take it easy. Don't get your kilt
shit.
all in a bunch.
Thank God his family's not from Niger, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
I have what I have preceding Scott because I am descended from Finnish immigrants. If you can put some shit together here, you might be able to figure out his whole email.
FinnScott at AOL.com. There's probably a 69 in there
A
somewhere.
little too close, but at that time, I created this email over a decade ago. I was uncomfortable using my right name in so public a way. I now believe it would be far too much of a pain in the ass to change my email. Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
You're going to have to remind me every time. If I see Scott in the email, I'm just going to assume that your
Yeah,
name.
we'll just make sure you
Not that
sign it.
you're not that because you're Scottish.
It's crap.
If it's not Scottish, it's crap. Steve Scott email sign off is another email. Hey Steve, go fuck yourself and your email privilege. Scott from Florida, not Steve, the little email bitch.
Email wars. I love it.
I love the email wars too. God bless him.
Bring it.
And lastly, Connor.
Here we go.
Hey, Mike, pedos. To answer your question about why pedos try to fuck kids, I'm pretty sure it's because they want to fuck kids.
Oh.
That said, castrate those motherfuckers. It's incurable. With love, Connor.
Well, I guess I never thought of it like that.
I didn't either. Huh. He's making a lot of good points.
It does make sense.
Yeah, Connor comes through, man.
Yeah.
He really
smart.
does.
Except for that whole body fucking dissolving thing, but
The what? Oh, yeah.
body
yeah.
melting through the floor.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, he's been pretty spot
Yeah,
on.
he's right on. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you, Scott, again for coming in, buddy. Hope you enjoyed the show. Good. And T, let's go play some fucking pinball.
Yeah.
And we'll do some content this weekend. I know the pinball machines are going to get abused this weekend.
Yes,
I know
no
that.
doubt.
So,
We turned the tilt off, so
yeah,
I'm gonna
it could get crazy.
rape that machine.
I was thinking at some point we might need to just go pick up a 30-pack of Busch Light Draft and go full old school.
You're gonna make me want to go buy a pack of Newports.
You know that's my end goal, right? To get T-Roy to have one fucking Newport.
Never.
I know. I love you for it, pal.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, have a great weekend, everybody. The Lions are back. Thank God.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So,
do it.
have a great weekend. We'll talk to y'all soon.